House Bill 981 is a pretty simple bill that would establish a process for civil recovery where there's demonstrable prosecutorial misconduct. 6 states have looked at this. If you were to look at the political composition of the United States Senate delegations from those 6 states, it would be 12 Democrats and 2 Republicans. New York and California have taken action in this direction. I point that out to point out that this isn't a partisan idea. Malcolm Feely, a professor at the University of California, Berkeley, I believe graduated from by our own Delegate Hernandez, wrote a book entitled The Process is the Punishment. And that's something to think about. Iris Etan runs a site and body called Project Ethical Prosecutors. And Iris's quote that really struck me is that absolute immunity is a blank check for prosecutors to destroy lives with impunity. I just invoked the delegate's name and he walked in as if on cue. Another compelling quote is, and I quote, "It is unconscionable not to impose reasonable controls impelling prosecutors to bring all information into light." That quote is from the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So what this bill does is it seeks to create a circumstance under which prosecutors do not enjoy absolute immunity. It would be wonderful if all prosecutors were always good and never did things for the wrong reasons, if there was never any corruption, if there was never any malfeasance. But tragically, we live in a world populated by humans. And that brings to mind Romans 3, which I shall not quote, but I'm quite confident everyone in this room has heard. And so this bill seeks to address that. I can give anecdotal stories of actual prosecutorial misconduct, where indeed, in the words of Professor Feely from the University of California, Berkeley, the process was the punishment. In fact, one comes to mind where a defendant whose case was, the case against whom was later dismissed with prejudice, ran up $6.3 million in legal bills. And under current Virginia law, they would have no recourse whatsoever to recover that. So that's what House Bill 981 seeks to do. And I understand that not everybody is there right now, but by golly, we all should be.